Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and we are a couple days removed from the extremely super overpowered mini set. So we have some new decks to recommend. Well, not really. We have some decks that have a couple of new cards in it, barely any, like almost none at all. But there are some mini set cards, so it's not clickbait. There are some mini set cards in these decks, including one in Wild. None are super top tier, but it's some stuff to play, or you could just play some of the good stuff that's been further refined, which we will recommend as always. So if you want to climb to silver, gold, platinum, diamond, or legend, these are certainly the decks to help carry you there until either the next balance patch or the next expansion, or when they do something meaningful for the standard metagame, hopefully sooner than later. I actually have no idea. And if you want to stay tuned for all that news and enjoy the content on the channel, feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit that sub button down below. Give the video a like as it helps the channel out a lot. So starting off, arguably the best deck in all of standard seems to be like these four decks kind of battling out. We have Quest Warlock, which to me got over buff, but it is very good with the Escape the Underfell. Play 5 temporary cards, get that quest done. You might even be able to copy it up with the Pupil, play multiple of them, and then just deal a bunch of damage with like Horizon's Edge, your Corpsicles of the world, and just get those fell beasts with Charge, Rush, Lifesteal, Taunt. It can be pretty overwhelming, and yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed the game or the deck for a few games, and then I kind of got bored of it. It's very similar every way it plays out, but overall, very effective deck, one that you could definitely climb with. Fyrakk Rogue, of course, arguably the best deck at High Legend. Just great overall because Sandbox Scoundrel is the card you really want. Cheats a billion mana, especially the mini, combined with my favorite card in the world, Shadow Step, is absolutely gross. And as a result, you could play Ashamane, Fyrakk, and the Dragon package with like Ysera and Narrowax. Cheat those out, do disgusting things, make me mad, make me go on Twitter and complain. Your mid game is also pretty solid. You got like Elise and Grifta and all sorts of stuff. The deck just somewhat struggles with the early game. You don't have a ton of early game out there, but other than that, once you get going and you don't die early, it is a pretty hard deck to beat, and it even uses Opoo. So there you go. You can use Opoo even though you can't see him. Kind of like good old John Cena, who, by the way, hell of a retirement tour. I've been very impressed with Mr. John Cena. And yeah, Ziliak's in here with your twin module and perfect module. After that, we have, I'm not going to recommend the Starship DK, which you can play, but the one that's trending better with a better win rate, and I might do a video on it because it's similar to a lot of the DKs we've seen, but it's got a bit of a different shell to it. That's right, we have Narrowax in here. We're taking initiative from Rogue, where we can play out a Fyrakk or Ysera. We also have Stitched Giants, because we can cheat those out pretty reliably with a big Maladar, our Foam Render, Corpse Explosion, or, you know, the new card, Reanimated Pterodax, new card from the expansion. I'll talk about mini set cards when we get there. You're gonna have to wait a little bit, okay? Because those decks are not amazing. They're okay, they're not amazing. But regardless, it's, yeah, a bit of a different shell. Your early game, you still have some pretty decent stuff in there. One Corpse Explosion. I've been playing this a bit. I'm like 50% so far on like 11x MMR, so like top 1000 legend MMR. And it just got a bit of a different spice to it. And I think this list does not have Headless Horseman. Some run it, but overall, yeah, it's slightly different than the regular control, and Ziliak's has twin module, perfect module. So if you're looking for a bit of different spice than just Starship DK, this deck absolutely has some merit to it. I mean, Fyrakk is just an insane card. You cheat it out early with Maladar, it can be pretty game winning. Aggro Demon Hunter, even though, yeah, it's been nerfed a bunch of times, it's still really good. The new cards like Infestation really helped out from the latest set. Insect Claw, both really good cards. Just a lot of damage to this deck, right? And you could go against those rogues and kind of punish them. And again, I think even Quest Warlock, you can kind of rush down. So this is really good to keep those decks in check. Just could, yeah, struggle against the Death Fights of the world in particular, but very aggressive. A lot of one drops, and your late game is literally like Kane, and you're only got late game of Arana because, well, you want those Priest cards, the aggressive ones, because of course Priest has the aggressive cards, right? Your Ziliak's has Haywire module and Power module, and if this doesn't get answered, your opponent's gonna blow up. So you want to play that as quick as you can and just hope it lives, and sometimes it does, and you just get a free win basically. Beast Hunter, still really good. Nothing changed with this one either. Supreme Dynamancy RC, really solid card, buffing all the beasts, all that good stuff. RC Rampage, also a ridiculously good card, where if you got Shepherd's Crooked, you got those dormant beasts, all of a sudden you can get that RC Rampage going really well. Got good early game in here, and yeah, it's a cheap deck, a pretty easy deck, and one that can climb. Like, it's just got a solid win rate, not the sexiest thing in the world. You got the only non-beast in here in City Chief Esho to buff up your beasts even more, and it seems to be a reasonably, consistent deck to climb with. Spell Damage Druid is not dead. Amir Dristle at 5 mana is still really good. This deck is not as dominant as it was before it got nerfed. It was pretty much like tier 1 before. Now it's like, yeah, tier 2 type of deal where it's really solid. Nothing of the deck has changed at all. It's the same build where you still really want a Mirror Dristle, still really good, and you want to kill your opponent with Alonius. And this build doesn't even have a Incendious. Some builds run Incendious, but I guess I just took the highest win rate version. I don't know if you could cut something for it, or maybe Insidious is not the way to go. Not entirely sure, but overall, yeah, you could still have some pretty good success in here. Zeliax's twin module, perfect module, and again, nothing new with this one either. We're getting to the new stuff almost. We're almost there. We got two more decks of only older cards. Protoss Priest, still really solid. I think it's the most popular deck across all ranks at this point. Really close between that and Fyrakk Rogue, because yeah, Resuscitate is a disgusting card. It's super good. Being able to bring back your Sentry, bring back your Catch of the Day, a Void Ray, get all reborn, discount your motherships, and then yeah, just launch a bunch of Protoss cards and murder your opponent that way. It just doesn't have the best early game usually, and can get really out-tempoed by like the rogues and aggro down by the aggro decks. It's just really good at like farming the decks I like Death Knight, or like the slower, more grindy decks. It's just really good. They can't handle all the Protoss stuff. It's so much, especially when you have Umbra in here to repeat stuff even more. So yeah, I don't like this deck, mainly because it beats the crap out of the decks I like to play. So yeah, nerf it, right? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even know we're going to talk about balance coming up, but we will talk about that at some point. Quest Mage, still like an okay pick. It's a fun pick, but I will say Relic of Kings feels way worse now that all those masks are in there. They make this so much worse, and it's such a bummer because I really like this deck, but it's still like around 50% win rate, mostly like Diamond through Legend. It's not a great climbing deck, I'll say that, but I'd say it's probably the best mage deck out there. It's really fun, and yeah, just try and get some random nonsense. You could always scam possibly with Manufacturing Error or Pocket Dimension, and just let randomness go off with the Yogg in the box, recast it with Galactic Projection Orb. Your win rate's not going to be amazing playing this deck, but I promise you should have a pretty good time playing it if you're into complete random nonsense. And sometimes it's just fun to turn off your brain and spam random. Okay, we have some new cards. We are at the point where we have new cards. I saw Homie and Jombre. I guess Jombre made the deck. Homie got to like top 30 legend with it. The stats on a very limited sample size are positive for Taka Shaman. Yes, this 1-star card, or at least I think I gave it a 2, then I gave it an F on my tier list, is actually seeing play because when you shutter block it, you get a lot of stats. And the idea is, well, you can actually play Dissolving Ooze on it. Get all those stats, and you can slap it onto an Owluk here. You could slap it onto any minion on the board, right? And kill your opponent. There's that win con, and then you also have the big spell win con with like Nebula, Hagatha, and all that stuff, right? So it's like a hybrid build with all that going on. I will try and get a gameplay video of this. I'm going to play some standard on my stream later today. I got to get my legend done. I will probably do terrible with this deck. It is super expensive, looks very high roll. You got the Narlax Dragon package. Apparently it's just good in a lot of decks, but yes, there is an actual Taka deck. So if you have all these cards, it's a very expensive deck, give it a go, but please, please, please don't go out of your way to craft this, because there is a good chance that it's not the best thing in the world. I mean, we're running what, 3 cards that are two or less? Feels high rolling to me, but I will try it, and the stats are somewhat positive. They're not in the negative, so I'll throw that out there. Yes, 1 new card, but that's the state of this mini set. We're going to talk about it. This is probably the worst mini set of all time, and it's not even close, with the twin module, perfect module in that deck. And then we have Elemental Shaman. Again, pretty limited sample size, not an insane win rate, but utilizes another new card, and that is a Fire Breath, the 3-mana fire spell, deal 4 damage, you buff your elementals. And the idea of the deck, you're running Turbulence and actually running Hunter cards, which I feel like is pretty rare, although Paired Sanctuary did see play. But the idea is you can play these spells like a Sizzling Swarm, you could play a Fire Breath, and you can play Chatty Macaw. It recasts them and targets enemies, right? So you get another board buff, you get even more Sizzling Cinders. That can be quite nice. And if you have a large board of those Cinders, Slag Claw can do more damage. The Tokenie deck, it doesn't look particularly amazing, but the win rate's solid, and I am trying to give some stuff for you guys to try out with new cards. You have the cards for this, give it a go. And Volcanic Thrasher can tutor out those fire spells as well, which is really nice. So now we get to utilize Brawlma. So there's something going for it. Again, not top tier, wouldn't go out of my way to craft it, but something you can try. We have Aggro Paladin, no new cards. It's just still really pretty solid, like not super top tier. By the way, I love these signatures they added for Royal Librarian. Journey you're at, and the best one by far, Rustrot Viper. I had to buy this. It's actually like 20 bucks, which for them, that's actually a reasonable price. It's still way too much, but 3 signatures for 20. I was like, what? Anyways, off that tangent, it's the same Aggro Paladin. Flood the board, try and hit stuff with Busy Bot. Your auras, really not much more to it than that. Your Ziliax is Pylon module and Ticking module, just a fast aggressive Paladin deck. The stats are better on this than Murloc Paladin. Again, I'm not recommending Murloc Paladin. It falls off really hard, especially even at Platinum. It's just a deck that only farms slower decks. Other than that, it kind of gets bullied. Even with the new mini set card, I still won't recommend it. And then the last deck I'll recommend is probably an inferior Quest Warrior, but it has a somewhat positive win rate. We have Guard Duty, a new spell that allows you just to summon a bunch of taunts, and a card that I just love, and it's not that bad, the Great Dracorix, which by the way appears to be bugged. It will just always deal 5 damage to everything, whether it's been debuffed or buffed. It doesn't seem to work at the moment. So if you're trying to buff this up, I wouldn't recommend it, but this deck isn't about that. It's a nice removal tool, and the rest of the deal is just like a hydration warrior with the quest, the usual stuff. But hey, at least we got a couple new mini set cards in there, but you can see like not much is working like at all so far. We'll talk about that soon enough. In Wild, pretty much the same deal. Discard Warlock, still really good, still just disgusting. Cursed Catacombs is crazy. Balcazar's Imp is crazy. Tidy, like it's just gross when this deck high rolls. Like it puts up so much stats. We even have a Curse of Rafaam in there for all those like hostage mages and ice blocks and all that. But yeah, discard stuff, get things out for free, deal a bunch of damage. It's really, really efficient. Libram Paladin, always really good. Get the Star Slicer out, get your Aldor Tenant out. Basically everything's free, and your tutors tutor your tutors and draw your tutors. Get 0 mana cards and kill your opponent with Chill Blade Champion and buffs and all that. Really solid wild deck. Holy Wrath Paladin, again, super solid, overplanned setup. You're ceaseless and Holy Wrath. Like you could get a lethal on this like turns 4, 5 pretty reasonably. It's not that inconsistent. And even if you've drawn ceaseless, well, you draw it, you Finley it back, and then you just dredge it out and kill your opponent. And that happens more often than you think. It's just weak to a bit of early aggression, and Ice Block can be a pain, but you do run Tight Light Witness to try and, or Tight Lipped Witness to try and deal with that. And it can work. It can work. I've actually played the deck because like it's so easy to play while I'm editing because it requires almost no brain power that I play that while I'm editing. So if you ever run into me on Wild Ladder, I apologize, but I'm barely paying attention. If that makes it feel any better while I deal 125 damage, right? Big Shaman, again, another really, really easy deck to play. Tutor more for a Fairy Tale Force. You can discount it with Gavel, and yeah, you play it. Apparently you always hit Thunderbringer, at least you're facing me, and then just spawn a bunch of stuff and win, right? Or lose fast. It's, again, super high roll deck, but it's pretty consistent because Tutor Stone is a pretty real thing. And then yeah, lastly, the mini set did impact Wild. This is not a top tier deck. I might have a video on this later today. I might not. I haven't decided yet, but Boar Warlock is showing a positive win rate at Diamond through Legend. Even at Legend, it's getting further refined, where you have the combo. You Blood Bloom, so your next spell costs health instead of mana. You copy your Elwyn Boar with the new Bat Mask, which fills the board, and then you Plague of Flames, which kills them all. clears the board unless there's death rattles from a big shaman in particular, and then you get the weapon and you basically win, right? You hit your opponent for 15, they have no mana, there's not much they can do. You can kill another boar to get it back if you need more against armor. You can even raise dead and get more of them, and yeah, it's pretty effective. It consistently can go off by turn 6 is when you're looking at, or if you hit Shadowborn on your Blood Bloom, you can do it like turn 4. And I have done that. If I have the video out later today, it will show that. So again, not super top tier, feels very much like a gimmick. Feels like if it is ever good, something will get nerfed in it because it's super toxic, but it's one of those wild things that just pops up and it's kind of fun for a little bit until it's not. So if you have the cards, give it a go. It's not super competitive, but you can actually kind of climb with it. So we'll throw that out there. So there you go. Those are some decks to try out. Again, not a ton has landed. We're going to talk about tomorrow, the power reset in Hearthstone, how this is just not the way to go from there. And then on Saturday, we're going to have some fun and we're going to look at mini set stats so far because they are something else for these cards. Holy crap. So we got the next couple days ready to go. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.